Well, I would certainly say that the role of the media in this play is fascinating, and that's one of the things that very quickly in rehearsals we realised how much has changed, i.e. not that much, in the time that he wrote it. And of course, it's at that point you have to remember that he wrote this in 1977 and chose to set it in when it really happened in 1935, but that the playwright is writing already A, a period piece, and B, sort of through the lens of a different time, which is yet again different to now. And yet, the role of the media was so powerful and had such an impact on the case itself that you can imagine in today's society, that side of it is very easy to link up with. And in fact, if anything, we have to keep reminding ourselves that this is 1935 and not 2011.
I think we kind of think we've invented that kind of...
I don't have anything to add to that.
The jury, the media jury, you know, that casts its verdict on people's behaviour, and it's absolute nonsense. I think what is kind of interesting is that we apply some of the language and some of the opinions of in the play that are expressed about Alma towards people who we consider to be famous or what have you, like, I don't know, like the Katie Prices of the world would very easily have things written about her that maybe Alma would have done. We're still British, and we still love to judge, and we still love to be very prim and be terribly hypocritical, and it's a very complicated time in terms of women, the way we're depicted in the media, the way that women are written about, and how we're expected to be. It's very curious and a bit frightening, I think, for young women at the moment. So I do think it's pertinent in that way, and just sexual expression. You know, we had the sexual revolution, and then you think Rattigan wrote this just after punk had kicked off. He wrote this, you know, a time when we're in the theatre, when pop culture was really challenging representation of people in the media, and yet here we are, almost at full circle, worried desperately about somebody having a hair out of place. So I think it's there's smacks of so many things that we can really identify with.
Something that has come up in rehearsal is how my husband it sort of presents me with a plan, you know, an arrangement that we could have in our marriage whereby he has sort of sexual relationships apart from our marriage because it's because I don't want to have sex with him anymore, and there's something about that being accepted at that time, which makes Alma's behaviour is not acceptable, and is sort of the media and indeed some of the prosecution lawyers are sort of honing in on that sort of nature being her nature being unnatural, her way of behaving being unnatural, and yet it's sort of accepted in that society that men can do what they want. And I don't know whether that's changed terribly either. You know, I think there's a kind of prurience still around, you know, is there in the play, and I think we could say is still around now.